Hey guys, welcome back. Got 32 packs of the beta for Japanese. We're going to go alternate art hunting, see how we go. Alright, so we've cut them all open. Always recommend cutting them open because these packs are pretty awful to open, especially if you're clumsy like me. Our aim's to get some sort of, or any of the alternate arts for my personal collection. I'm sure there's a few up online. They range from about $300 to $1,000. That's Australian. For the alternate arts, I'm more interested in sort of pulling it myself because I want to build up the set. I'm more of a collector. I do intend to play at the local card shops and the tournaments, especially when the English one comes out, but my main sort of objective goal is to collect them all. Gotta catch them all. And I do intend to have a giveaway at the end of this, so leave a comment and I'll choose someone out of the comments who has subscribed, and I'll give you a beta box, and I'll make sure it has every single card in the set, obviously minus the alternate arts, and I'll send it your way. It'll probably cost me about $7 million from Australia, but I don't mind. It's worth it, especially if you don't have the money to buy these packs and you wanted to get started. Then leave a comment and I'll choose someone once we get to 100 subscribers and I'll send it your way. Now there's only 60 something cards in this set, so you should be able to get most of it, or if not all, the whole set out of these two boxes. Now I know that Japanese Witch and the Bride is going for about $30 online for whatever reason. I think just because it's popular from the show, and I saw one graded on eBay going for roughly about 80 Australian dollars. That's the one that's sold out of 9. I'm sure it'd probably be a bit more if you manage to get a 10. If you're from Australia, that because of Trumpo's tariffs, we can't actually send off anything to PSA currently. I know that Beckett is letting us still do submissions, but PSA is basically has stopped it, and they want to readjust their pricing. Now the Aussie dollar to the US dollar is trash, so it costs us an absolute fortune to grade anything. I know Beckett is about $17 or $18 US for the subgrades, and I think it's $1.60 US for $1 Australian dollar at the moment, so you do the math, adds up quite quickly. For my personal collection, I intend to grade at least the 3 ultra rares, and if I manage to get any of the alternate arts, I'll do that as well and add it to the case. Otherwise the rest will go into my folder. Now I've banned myself from Temu, but before I did, I managed to pick up one of those 1,000 slot binders for about $40. I intend to put all the beta cards from the set in there, and then once that GD01 comes out, the first set in mid-July, collect all the cards for that set as well. And obviously when you play, it'll be a 50 card deck. I know that the new starters that come out will be the starter decks that come out. You'll get a chance, well, you'll get one card in the booster, which is an alternate art or alternate design. It does say that you have the potential to have a deck from that starter that actually has all the alternates in there. But, you know, Bandai luck. You know, you don't want to own a black cat unless you're Japanese, and stay away from ladders and mirrors and things like that before you open them. Or, you know, do some voodoo crap to get some luck. Alright, over halfway. Sick boy. So the Witch and the Bride doesn't seem that hard to get, you know. Out of all these boosters so far, I got 3. I'd say that the cost of those will be coming down. At least just on their own ungraded. There's another legendary rare. I think the legendaries are really well done. The art's just amazing. They have great textures. Bandai always seems to do really well with their cards. They just look great. Now, if you're looking to pre-order any of the boosters coming out from the new set, I recommend getting onto it straight away, especially if you're in Australia. Mainly because they seem to be sold out, and most of the suppliers, they've got a limited amount they can actually sell. I've managed to contact Good Games and all the different Good Games in my area, you know, and a month ago they had no stock even to pre-order. I've looked at a few of my local card shops on the Gold Coast, and they have a limited supply. So I managed to pick myself up 2 boxes of the new set coming out. Mainly, they were from 2 different stores. I was only allowed to get 1 from each, which is fair enough. You know, I'd say they would be very similar to Pokemon. Scalpers buying all the boxes and reselling them. If you had experience like I did with the English beta. Here we go! Very good. Get the sleeve on that. Yeah. So definitely possible to get an alternate art. I own a black cat, so if you're opening up the Japanese boosters, then it's good luck. If you got the English, I'd say probably not. Give it a tap. Love and life. Here we go. Alright, we'll see if we can get another. Be pushing it, but I'm happy. I know that out of the 32 we managed to get 1. Looks great too. So sorry PSA, I can't send it to you. You don't want my money. So we'll send it off to Beckett, and then I'll leave it on my wall to gather dust. Because if you're into the cards and you're not interested in selling them, then yeah, well, that's where they go. Now just a reminder everyone that if you do like, subscribe and leave a comment, I will choose someone from the comments and I'll send you the entire beta set that I can find. So the 3 legendaries, the 12 rares, the dice, pretty much the full set. I'll give you a bunch of the commons as well, but I'll make sure that the entire beta set is actually there for you, especially if you have a folder and intend to collect them like me. You know, it's a shame that you can't use the Japanese cards when you compete with English, but look, fair enough. You could just say it does something crazy if they don't know Japanese and some bloke would get upset. Definitely happy about the alternate art. I think I'll reward myself a beer at the Tav, because, you know, opening cards is hard work, especially, you know, when you know that you've got the day off tomorrow. It's Good Friday here in Australia. So that's all of them. See, alternate art, looks nice. These were the legendaries, obviously. Ooh, gee whiz. We got a few doubles. I'll get them sleeved and put to the side. And then out of the 32, these are all the rares. I would say that would be the entire set of all the rares here. You know, you'd need to be quite unlucky to not get all the 12 rares, but you never know. Once I actually go through them and have a look, I could just be that unlucky person. Anyway, thanks guys, appreciate you watching. Remember to like, subscribe and leave that comment, and as soon as I get to 100 I'll send someone a Gundam Japanese version beta box. Thanks again, cheers.